Yeah. I'm going to make something out of this. Very simple chunk of glass. Somebody else would say, so do I. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's see what can happen here, guys. We're going to make it into a, what has yelled at me the loudest is a lizard. So let's see if I can make it into a lizard. Not going to be very big, but still. Like I said, that's the hard part about my organizing and straightening skills. Everybody else sees a piece of trash, and I see, hey, this is a diamond in the rough, and I can make it into such. Just by melting it a little bit here, and stretching it a little bit there, and make it into a marble here, and adding it to something else to make something I didn't even know existed 5 minutes ago there. Okay, I'm going to stretch this last piece out. That's not the tail of it. Well, that could be the tail. That sounds like a deal. We're going to make that the tail. Hey, good to see somebody's watching. I work better that way. Going to go through a transition here in the next next couple of weeks. Try to make it work for me anyway. Oh, already a nice color. Nice color. Simple colors, but nice. Okay, here we go. This will be the legs. Didn't say I was going to use it exclusively. I just said I was going to use it to make something. Back legs. Now on the lizards, I usually put both L bends on the front and back legs. What I mean by L bends is, oh, what does that look like? An L. Hey, Keith. Then we're going to do it again. Let's sharpen that a little bit. Make sure it's melted in well. Makes a world of difference in the long run. Taking a piece of scrap glass that was on my table, melting and reshaping and making it into a Bible piece of artwork. Somewhere down the line, anyway. Another L bend. The L bends are pretty cool. I pull it out to a certain point, let it cool enough that I then can pull it in another direction without too much trouble. Some more L bends here, one on this side, one on the other. Again, I let it go out so far, I let it cool a little bit, and then bend it in another direction. And it has the shape of an L, that's why I call it an L bend. And that's what I call it in my mind, an L bend, even though somebody else might have another name for it, like leg or whatever. I just call them an L bend shape here. We all have an alphabet of shapes in our brains, believe it or not. That's what I call them. And we put these letters together, the regular alphabet together, to make words. Like, simple example is CAT. Yes, you already realize what that word means, and you have an image in your head what CAT stands for. But just by changing one letter in that word to HAT, it now becomes a totally different image in your mind and a totally different word. This is the same thing with the figurines that you're doing. By just changing it subtly in one place or another, gently here or touching there or bending it there, you can take what was a horse and reshape it a little bit longer neck and a little bit longer nose, and you can change it into a dragon by just changing some subtle places of the same animal or same figure in your mind to make it totally different. Totally, man, like totally, okay? Like totally. I'm trying to do this, and the punte that I have it on keeps pulling off, but there we go. Smooth that out. And again, this is what it's looking like. Simple, effective. We're going to get blue toes and blue eyes. I usually do that for the eyes and the toes. I usually make them the same color on most animals that I do. Blue eyes. Blue toes. It's keeping what you want to melt and shape right, and keeping what you don't want to melt and to stay the shape you want it out of the flame, or in the flame, depending upon the what you want to do. Like totally, okay? Now I'm getting totally into it, okay? Totally. Right. Here we go. Now, I've got it basically where I want it. Basic shape. But now I want to change it here and there. I usually S-curve the neck and the head. I usually turn the neck in one direction and the body in the other. That's just my preference. So you got, like he's just been walking across the table or the floor or wherever. That's the way I work it. And at this point, we got one little lizard. Oh, of course it's going to do that. Now the punte's not going to come off, when a little while ago it was coming off every time right where I didn't want it to. Of course it's still doing it. Okay, the other idea is to just heat and pull it off at that spot. There we go. Gently, gently. And we got one lizard.